Is your Blue-Eyes deck struggling to out a mere detonator? Then the Fiendsmith might be to your liking. For the monsters, I play 2 copies of Blue-Eyes White Dragon. As we've talked about before, Blue-Eyes White Dragon is just a brick. So even though it would be blasphemy according to Serokaiba to play 2 copies of Blue-Eyes and not 3, in a competitive environment for Yu-Gi-Oh 2025 you have to play 2 copies of Blue-Eyes. This is just not a card you want to draw, and having 2 copies allows us to still have some longevity, but the reason why we're not playing just 1 copy is because of Bestials. Next I play 3 copies of Maiden in white. For the best start in the deck, I play 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. In the Invoked profile, I already discussed why Sage is such a good card in the Blue-Eyes deck, but particularly in this version when you can grab Maiden, pitch her and draw a card with Necro Equip. Then for the Blue-Eyes spells, I play 3 copies of Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Then I play 1 copy of Roar, 1 Mausoleum of white. Mausoleum is the field spell that we search off of Spirit in the combo, and gives us another normal summon for a level 1 light tuner. Thanks to Link Spider and the effect of Spirit, even our all non-engine hands, consisting of at least 2 copies of Effect Veiler, is full Fiendsmith combo. 1 True Light to search off of Maiden, and 1 Majesty of the White Dragons. I could see myself not playing Majesty in this deck, seeing as you already play the Fiendsmith Trap, which is a brick in and of itself, and your boards are usually very impressive if you get to full combo, so having the Majesty is not as vital. Then for the aforementioned Fiendsmith engine, I have 3 copies of Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, 2 copies of Tract, and 1 Paradise. A lot of people probably have these cards already, seeing as they were released over half a year ago. So if you just have the Fiendsmith cards and you buy 3 Blue-Eyes structure decks, you can build this deck. And it's probably the most competitive version of Blue-Eyes without the Primites. I will show some combos and talk about what you're aiming to do with the Fiendsmith in the Blue-Eyes deck later on. And for the non-engine, I'm playing 3 copies of Nibiru, the Primal Being. Then I play 3 copies of Mulcharmy Fuvalos. I think Fuvalos right now is the best Mulcharmy to main deck, seeing as it's just the most generic. And particularly against Malice, which just ends on a field that's way too hard to combat, they are forced to make a weaker field into Fuvalos, which you can more easily break. Additionally, Fuvalos essentially helps you beat Detonator. What I mean by that is, when you Fuvalos them, they usually end on just Detonator. Then I play 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, playing 3 copies of Effect Veiler, play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, I play 3 copies of Dominus Purge. There are some extra cards like Caesar in this deck, which conflict with Purge. But often when you go second, you don't even get to make a Caesar, so its confliction with Caesar and Chaos Angel are not that bad. For the extra deck, I'm playing 2 copies of Spirit with Eyes of Blue, 1 Fiendsmith's Requiem, 1 copy of Link Spider. This is not just for Nibiru. You can actually make this with Blue-Eyes White Dragon since it's a normal monster, seeing as Moon does require effect monsters. 1 copy of Sequence since I am playing Desiree, 1 copy of Moon for the Fiendsmith, 1 copy of Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Heretic Seal is a great end piece and allows you to bounce back your opponent's cards to the field. 1 copy of DDD Wave High King Caesar, 1 copy of Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. I wanted both a target for Spirit to summon with its effect that provided an interruption, but also a synchro I can make with Engraver and a level 1 tuner. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Spirit. Then I'm playing 1 copy of Chaos Angel. And for the last synchro, I'm playing 1 copy of Ultimate Spirit Dragon. And for the fusions, I'm playing 1 copy of Necro Equipped Princess. This is needed for the Caesar line and allows you to draw a card when you pitch with either Wishes or Maiden's effect. And 1 copy of Fiendsmith's Desiree, mainly to use with the trap, but you can also summon this card going second or turn 3. For the side deck, I'm playing 3 copies of Perulia and 3 copies of Meow. These are great at deterring your opponent from making duo drive. When Ryseal does not have cross, it's much easier to break the board. Then I'm playing 1 copy of Call by the Grave, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 3 copies of Metal Tronus. This is another reason why Detonator is so easy for this deck to out, because if they have a Detonator on the field, you can activate Metal Tronus to summon a Blue-Eyes White Dragon, negating the Detonator, and then you have a Blue-Eyes for your combo. By negating the on-field Detonator, they can't get this to the graveyard easily, thus making their Eclipse Twins under it dead. And since you play Caesar, you can also use Metal Tronus to summon a Caesar and to banish it against Fiendsmith. And of course, if you're playing the mirror match, Metal Tronus is very good against that too. And for the last side deck card, I wanted something for going first. So I have the 1 Call by the Grave, which I can take out the Fuvalos for, and then I have 2 copies of Solemn Strike. So what can you do when you open Sage and Engraver? You start off with pitching Engraver to search Tract, you play Tract for a Lurie, you link the Lurie off into a Requiem, use Requiem's effect, summon Lacrima, use Lacrima's effect to dump Paradise to the grave, then you use Engraver's effect to put back Lurie into your deck, summon him back, Requiem to Lacrima, Fusion Summon for Necro. Here you normal summon Sage. Sage resolves, adding your Maiden to your hand. You pitch Maiden to activate the True Light. You overlay the Engraver and Necro Equip to summon a Caesar. You link away the Sage for Spirit. Spirit's effect, searching your Mausoleum. Mausoleum effect targets Spirit. Dump a Blue-Eyes. Spirit's effect, Tribute. to bring back the Blue Eyes. Maiden effect triggers in graveyard to revive herself. Here you synchro these two away for a spirit. Now you activate True Light's effect to search. Here you can either go for Majesty if you want to pass turn and end on a pop, Spirit to tag out, and Caesar, along with the Fiendsmith's trap engraved. This play gives you plenty of follow-up and it's pretty safe, but another play you can do is use True Light to search wishes, activate wishes, pitch a random card. Consider you open with 5 cards, and Engraver and Sage is 2 of them. So starting off you had 3 unknowns in your hand, and then you drew one of Necro Equip, so you had 4 cards, where you go activate wishes, ditch the card, and you can just search the Majesty and the effect Veiler. Or if you want to combo further, you can use wishes to search Veiler and Roar. You can activate Roar, bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon. Additional normal summon the Veiler since you have Mausoleum of White. You can synchro these 2 away for another Spirit Dragon. You can tag out the Spirit Dragon, so the field you will pass on is this. And Spirit is not once per turn, so you can summon the Ultimate Spirit and summon the Moonlight Dragon off of their effects. If you enjoy my content, make sure to also subscribe to my second channel, links in the description box down below.